Good afternoon, everyone. It's our immense pleasure to have with us Professor Urnasis Goswami with us. Uh, Sir is Professor, Department of Veterinary Extension Education, Faculty of Animal Sciences, West Bengal, University of Animal and Fishery Sciences. And the topic chosen for deliberation by our resource person is management of conflict and stress development of fishery extension organization. Sir, you are audible, and I'll be handling the presentation. And
Okay,
please
okay, I am
start.
audible.
Please start. Please start.
Okay, okay. So, good afternoon, everybody. So, at the outset, I would like to convey my sincere thanks and gratitude to NSEDL and West Bengal University of Animal and Fishery Sciences to invite me for interaction in this virtual platform during this pandemic COVID-19 situation across the globe. So, actually, last during this 21 days training program, so you might have experienced so many things which are directly related with the fishery or aquaculture, fish farming, their technology, their processing, aquaculture, and so many things. But whatever I am going to discuss or interact with you all people, it is little bit different from your fishery technology, but it is directly related with the management of the fishery extension organizations. Because if you want to develop or you want to convey your technology to the field for our stakeholders, you must have to take the help of the extension organization. Otherwise, we can't do it. So from that point of view, today little bit I will discuss regarding two things. One is conflict, another is stress, and both are very much related with with our organization peoples, or the peoples those who are directly related with the transfer of technology, that may be fishery, that may be animal husbandry, agriculture, horticulture, whatever it may be. So today I want to discuss with two things regarding the conflict, and another is stress, and how it has to be resolved to develop our organizational setup, organizational development. Next, please. Next, please. So actually, the conflict. First I have to come with the conflict. So what is conflict? It's a mechanism, because when it occurs, when at least more than one people will state caused by actual, it may be actual or perceived opposition. It's a opposition of on the basis of needs, values, or interest between the people. And it happens generally when people differ in their taste, in their belief, in their attitude, habits, and needs, whatever it may be. When it differs, then conflict comes. It can be good or bad for any organization, even for fishery extension organization also. And conflict management is the process by which we can limit the negative aspects of the conflict, and we can increase the positive aspects of the conflicts. So actually, this is the here lies the importance of the conflict management. So now the next. So conflict may be good, may be bad. Next, please. Conflict may be good or bad. Say, for example, for any organization, even for fishery extension organization, it can be good or bad. And what we want to limit the bad, and we want to increase the good. So that is the target of our conflict management. Now, conflict may be due to so many reasons. What is the reasons of the conflict management? Conflict, say, it may be due to the different perception, It may be due to different values, different attitudes, different gender biasness, different interest, different needs, different the communication pattern or the communication styles, different expectation from the organization, different suspicions. We can have some suspicions towards some people that may create some conflict also, and it differs due to relationship also. Conflict may come due to different relationships also. So now the conflict may be bad or conflict may be good. What already I have told. So what's the reason of conflict when it is bad? Conflict is bad when in organization it loses human energy. Actually, human energy will be wastage of human energy due to conflict. It creates stress, less productivity, less job satisfaction, time consuming, wastage of time, less turnover, reducing cooperation will be reduced, and the differences among the relationship of the different individuals, it would be increased. So this is the bad. In that sense, it is the bad. Conflict is bad because of such and such reason, which already I have narrated now. Now, when conflict is good, conflict may be good because due to this such few types of conflict, teamwork may be increased. It invites debate. It can re-evaluate the assumptions. It can increase the responsibility of a particular individual in the organization. Constructive conflict may also increase relationship, and it can help to develop the understanding. So these are the points which I have just now told. That is the good. That is the good. In that sense, the conflict is good because of this reason. Now, how can you diagnose? How can you understand that conflict is there? What does that mean? What are the different signs of conflict? When you will see some people is having in your organization is having some negative attitude, it is a sign of conflict. Low moral, high tension, frequent misunderstanding, and sometimes frequent arguments also. And valued people, they feel insecure. Behind the people's talk will be there. Behind the people's back, talk, that whispering. And employees feel that they are not respected. So these are the signs, physical signs, by which we can see, say, that conflict is coming. So we have to be cautious to how to manage this conflict. So now the question comes, what are the sources of conflict? How the conflict arises? It may be in three ways. It may be in the individual sources, maybe the group level sources, and maybe organizational sources. I think slide is something doing difficulty. Slide is not coming, I think, because that the first slide is still there. So, Majid sir, if it is possible. So I'm continuing, no problem. So the individual sources for conflict, say it may be due to the vested interest, it may be power seeking, it may be lack of trust on somebody, personality, and dissatisfaction with the job. That means the job dissatisfaction, and the difference in perceptions. So these are the things, these are the sources by which the conflict may come from individual. Another type of sources of conflict, which is the origin, is the group level. What are those? Heterogeneous members. So members' natures are in this, heterogeneity is there. So heterogeneous members, it is the reason of the group level sources of the conflict. Another is the lack of cooperation among the members in the group, and unreasonable competition among the members. and the value class among the individuals. So these are the sources of the group level conflict. Another, the organizational sources, say organizational climate, which we can use to say the management climate, which you can say the office climate. The organizational climate is the source of conflict in organizational reason. Source. Incompatible goal. Goal is incompatible to that particular members of that organization. So it may create conflict. Line of hierarchy, limited viewers, because a human being, they always believe in whatever they will do. If they do something better for the organization, they want recognition. They want recognition that only then their commitment will be more. So this limited viewers, if it is available in the organization, it may be the one of the reason for creating the conflict in organizational sources. And there is ambiguity. There must be some ambiguity. If it is some ambiguous decision, ambiguous performance in that organizational level, so that may be the reason of the sources of conflict. Now, what are the different stages of conflict? Conflict, when it occurs, how it occurs, the different stages are there. Number one, conditions for potential conflicts exist but not yet recognized. Sometimes you can see, you can realize some conditions are cope up for creating conflict, but it is not recognized, it is not visible. That is the first sign. Second, cause of conflict is recognized by one or both parties, but it is not apparent. First is conditions for potential conflicts exist but not recognized. Second stage is cause of conflict is recognized but by the participants, either or, both side or single side, but not visibly apparent. Third stage is tension started between participants but not real struggle has yet started. Quarreling, something like that has not been started, but that the tension started in the environment. So that is the third stage of the conflict. It is coming one by one, stage by stage. Next, fourth stage is the struggle is underway. Now the behavior is apparent, but not directly involved.
Sorry to cut in, sir. We are on the second slide. Whenever you feel we should move, please explicitly say next, so that we are on the
now
same.
You can go at least number 6 or 7 slide.
That is the issue. Please say next whenever you.
Okay. So can you jump to the slide number 6 or 7, something like that? Yeah. Next.
Please focus on the slides as well, because I am moving. Whenever I am moving, you need to know where I am at. Is it okay? Should I be on this slide?
Yeah, that has been also done. Next slide.
That's why you whenever you finish some slide,
okay,
say next.
Okay. Now remain this one I am talking. So this the potential conflicts exist but not yet recognized. Number one stage, first stage. Second is cause of conflict is recognized by one or both of the participants, but it is not visible. Next, third stage is tension started within the participant, but not real struggle has not yet started. And the struggle, next is struggle is underway. Now the behavior is apparent, but not directly involved. Because you are gentlemen in the organization, that conflict comes in this way by stage. And finally, conflict has been ended by resolution. The new condition may lead to more effective cooperation or maybe more severe than the previous one, because I told you it has some both effect, bad or good, whatever in there. So it is now the process. What is the process of conflict? At least two individuals or groups or organizations, which I told in my definition of conflict. All the possible alternative positions towards which the conflict would have. each will justify to one that he or she feels that opponents are not correct. It's quite natural. And then the conflict situation is not with clear beginning or end, because you cannot cut off the time when conflict starts and when conflict ends, because it is a very diffusing in manner. Next please. Next please. Yeah, now the question comes, what are the different types of conflict? So number one, conflict may be vertical or horizontal. Vertical conflict be between the hierarchical level, in the same junior, senior, boss, subordinate, something like that. Whereas horizontal conflict within the same hierarchy, in the same level. So that is one type of conflict. Another is intergroup conflict. It occurs between different groups. And intragroup conflicts, it occurs among the different members within the same group. That is the intragroup conflicts. Another is the conflict maybe with the wrong person, conflict maybe with the wrong agenda, emotional conflict aimed at a particular person, particular individual, emotional conflict. Conflict might be aimed at issue, specific issue. Conflict is aimed at undermining other relationship. And another is conflict may be due to different perspective. So we don't know that what would be the future or what was the past, but depending on the different perspective, conflict may come. So these are the different types of conflict which commonly found in any organizational climate. Next please. So conflict can be used as positive also. What we have told now that conflict is always negative, not that. It can be used as positive also. What we can do, we can allow the members for their divergent views and discussion. Invite differences of opinion, because we can come something new. We can create some brainstorming session. Allow them for constructive criticism, because criticism is not always bad. It is also have some good effect. So allow constructive criticism. Try to sum up in a goal from different positive opinion, considering the reality without any biasness. That biasness may be gender biasness, maybe religion biasness, maybe political, ideological biasness, whatever it may be, that you have to be free from any sort of biasness. After divergent opinion, discussion, brainstorming session, and constructive criticism, you sum up in a goal from different positive opinion, so that in reality, we can do something better for the positive of the organization without any biasness. So next, please. Conflict. So how you will understand conflict? How you will understand? Two examples already I have told in previously. Say open disagreement. Whatever the assignment you are going to give him, he openly refused. No, I will not do. Disagree. So this open disagreement, it is by this you can understand the conflict comes. Conflict comes. It is in his mind. Lack of respect, disobedience, body language, misbehavior, lack of goal, lack of moral and values, avoidance of any discussion. So whenever you see all these things, so you can easily understand the conflict may be within that person, within that individual. So that by all these characteristics or attributes, we can understand the conflict in a man. Next, please. So now the question comes, how to resolve these conflicts? We have to resolve, because we cannot generate only the problems. We have to solve the problems. We have to resolve the problems. So likewise, in organization, how to resolve the conflicts? You can improve communication skill effectively. Sometimes the distortion of communication, it may create some conflict. So you have to improve your communication skills effectively. Improve listening skill with empathy. You have to be within yourself to listen something, not always to say, not always to give order. You have to give time to listen. So that listening skill you have to develop within yourself, and along with you have to arrange for some others also. Avoid power struggle. You have to avoid power, that ego, that power struggle. Remove source of different beliefs, then it would be very useful to resolve conflict. Divide the shared resources. Increase alternative resources. So then conflict management little bit, it would be better for us. Avoid conflicting objectives, rather specify common objectives more. If you see that there is nothing to be lose, so we can avoid just now. So that conflicting objective may be wiped out for the present time. And you just you specify yourself on the common objectives just to avoid the conflict. And sometimes it may occur you can transfer employees in different jobs. So that also the one of the way to resolve the conflict also. Rather than trying to eliminate conflict, manage conflict so that it can be fruitful for the organization. Don't try to avoid the conflict. You should not eliminate, because if you eliminate, it would be again in brooding stage. Someday will come, again it will come up. So you have to manage conflict by for the benefit or the fruitful of the organization. And ask right question to turn conflict into positive outcome. Because I told the conflict is having both the effect, bad and good. So how you have to ask such a question so that you can convert that conflict statement to the positive one. And to manage this conflict, sometimes, not always, sometimes we have to force, we have to avoid, we have to accommodate, we have to compromise, and we have to collaborate. It depends on the situation and the issue, how this has been come up in the organization. It depending on the situation and the climate, you are the man, you are the manager to suggest to manage to resolve the conflict. Because all the time you cannot use these 5 pillars to force, to avoid, to accommodate, to compromise. Every time if you try to compromise or to compromise, then sometimes it would be a demand. It would be the common phenomenon. So you are the best man to judge what sort of thing you have to do to manage conflict in that particular situation. Next, please. So now, next, please. Now for conflict resolution, finally, what we should do in our organizational level. Few things already I have suggested, so many things. You are all senior members of different organizations, different academic institutes. You might be knowing better than me. Just I have enlisted few points by which you can resolve the conflict in our management of any organization, especially in case of your fishery organization also. So you have to identify the needs and interests. This is the basic parameters of the extension, education, fishery extension, or you can say the conflict management in organization level. You have to identify the needs and interests. You have to seek common understanding. You have to control emotion and biasness, to develop mutual benefit from both sides, to eliminate the revenging attitude. Revenging attitude you have to eliminate. To be open for free discussion without having any ego. To analyze the situation for proper assessment. Because we used to say the assessment and refinement. So before refinement anything, you have to assess. So you have to analyze the situation, proper assessment. To open the dialogue, it is a very important thing. Whatever the situation exists in any organization, that may be politics, that may be any administration, that may be any sort of management, dialogue open is very much necessary. You have to open the dialogue and to engage, if necessary, to engage some negotiation, some negotiator. It might be like that the situation is so grave that the people, that few people, those who are in conflict situation, they are not ready to accept your presence. So then try to avoiding yourself, you go for some negotiator by which it can be resolved. So this conflict, whatever I told now, So this conflict may create stress. That's why my topic today I have selected for conflict and stress management. So what is stress? Hans Selye, a very famous psychologist, he told, it is the response of the body to any demand, whether it is caused by or results in a pleasant or unpleasant condition. That is the stress. It is the process whereby an individual perceive and responds, both perceive and responds to even with negative job attitude, which decreases in job performance. If negative attitude is there, it is quite normal. It will be helpful. It will decrease the job performance if the stress is more. And certain amount of stress may be good sometimes to increase productivity, again like conflict. Certain amount of stress may be good, that I am coming later on, sometime to increase the productivity of the organization. But continuous and prolonged exposure to stress cause mental and physiological changes which may result anxiety and depression both. So which will be ultimately harmful to our organizational climate. Next. So now the stress effect. So there are two types of effect which I told, that the positive effect of stress and the negative effect of stress. What are the positive effect? Stress but having positive effect. To become more energetic and tries to express talent. It sometimes occurs among some individuals. To overcome challenges, especially depending on the age group. To become more alert. Stress may be helpful to become more alert. We are now in stress in COVID-19. That's why we have become more alert regarding the source of infection, that precautionary measures and so many things. So this stress may helpful to become more alert, to compel to do good jobs. This stress, sometimes the stress condition will compel to do good job particular individual. So these are the positive effects of the stress. But what are the negative effects? It affects health and well-being both, that we know. Physiologically distressed. But stress, it is obviously physiology will be disturbed, will be distressed. It will create some irritation and angry, depressed and restless, and it will affect performance in organization. Organization performance, it will affect. So these are the negative effects of stress. Next, please. So what are the causes of stress? The same way, in individual level, stress, some causes are there, in organizational level and in extra organizational level. In individual level, personality, role conflict, lower skill, hardiness, low coping spelling is wrong, low coping, to copy, low coping capacity. So these are the reasons by which can create the stress in individual. These are the attributes of the individual. So what are the reasons of stress in organizational level? Job design may cause stress, role ambiguity, environmental stress, office politics, ineffective time management, ineffective time management, improper job condition. These are the reasons or the causes in organizational level of stress. Other than this individual level and organizational level, there are few extra organizational reasons or causes of stress. That changes in social system. If the total social system has been changed, it may create stress also. Changes in technology. Sometimes all the developed technology which are coming or which have been generated by our scientists, that will be always fruitful or always helpful, that cannot be. The technology may be helpful, but to implement the technology, it may create some stress among few individuals. That might be due to so many reasons. They might not be having that much capacity building, that much capacity or the potentiality, but whatever it may be, changes in technology may create some stress in extra-organizational level. Changes in lifestyle, changes transfer. Simply, you just transfer. Say he or she might be having some problem with family problem, but one fine morning he or she has seen that she has been or he has been transferred from one place to another. That may create stress in his psychology. And any unexpected happenings other than these reasons, any unexpected happenings which may cause the stress in individual level or organizational level or even in extra organizational level. So now the next please. Now the question comes. Next please. Now the questions come, how this stress can be managed. How this stress can be managed. One thing during the 1950, Dr. Eric Barnett, he has developed on psychotherapy. It is a primary tool which we call the transactional model. In abbreviated form, we used to read it as TA. It is not. It is not traveling allowance. It is the transactional analysis. So what is transactional analysis, that I am coming later on. So this is the basic primary tools as a method of psychotherapy by which we can manage the stress of an individual. It conceptualizes stress as a result of how stress is appraised and how a person appraises his or her resources to cope with the stresses. So this is the conception of the transactional model. If stresses are perceived as a positive or challenging, if the stresses are perceived as a positive or challenging rather than threat, and if individual is confident of adequate coping strategies, then stress may not follow potential stressors. That means what I mean to say, sometimes stress may be used for positive aspects also. If we find that stressors are not that much more than that of capability or potentiality which you have in you, that you can cope up that strategy, you are having the adequate strategy, you can avoid that stress. So that time that stress can be managed in a positive way. So that is actually the objective of the transactional model. So now next please. Now next slide. So now the question comes, action oriented approach. What are the different action oriented approach? How we have to approach to manage the stress? It is very simple. One is proactive approach, which results in sense of achievement. Proactive, in sense of achievement. Reactive approach, resulting in anxiety, followed by a sense of relief and achievement. First of all, it may create some anxiety because reactive, you are reacting. Another is the defensive approach. Defensive, matlab, you will fear, you are in fear or guilt. The defensive, you are trying to avoid the offensive approach. And another is, some people are there still, the fault finding approach. Fault finding, who is the guilty for such and such thing. So ultimately, this fault finding approach will result in anger and frustration. It will not be helpful to manage the stress. So these are the action oriented approach. One is proactive, reactive, defensive, and fault finding approach. Considering all these things, we have to manage stress. How it can be done, I am coming later on. Next please. So now this is the thing which I told you, the transactional analysis or the TA. This is nothing. Each and every human being, he or she may be 10 years old baby or 80 years old person, all are having three ego stages in there. Everybody is having three ego stage. These three ego stage is parent, adult, and child. Parent means, that doesn't mean the parent ego is only having with the older people. The 10 years old baby, he is also having three egos, this parent, adult, child. And the 80 years old person, he or she is also having the three same stages of egos, parent, adult, and child. Because why I am telling, psychologists used to say, so these three egos, different ego stages, they are different in their words, their voice, their facial expression, their modulation of talk. So, for example, if you see, say one chocolate you have given to your daughter, and the daughter, she is 10 years old, and she is having 8 years old brother, and one chocolate you have given, and you tell her, you go and you enjoy it with your brother. Now just you observe from far away, so that they cannot see you, but you are observing what they are doing, what is the motive, what would be the thing, that your 10 years old daughter, she may tell, so this has been given by father, you come, 50-50 we will do, half we will do, we will have. Another thing what she can tell, no, I am senior, so I will take more and you will take less. And another thing, she can tell, no, I am senior and my dad already has given to me, so I will take alone, no, I will not give you. So these three type of sentences may come from her mind, but whatever the sentences might come, that is coming from different ego stage. When she will dictate, that time their voice, her facial expression, modulation of talk will be completely different. When she is very affectionate to her brother, that time that voice, facial expression, or modulation talk will be different. So that is one thing. And another thing, when daughter is telling like this, brother may react, may accept. So whenever he will react, if he reacts, no, why dad has given for 50-50. That means he is demanding, he is reacting. So his voice, his facial expression also will differ. But if he accepts, that time, see, that means he is talking from his child ego. So that what I want to mean. So each and every individual, whatever the irrespective of any age group, any sex, any age, any education level, any economic status, any political biasness, any religious biasness, whatever it may be, every individual is having three ego stages. One is parent, another is adult, another is child. And these three ego stages are having different, they are having different words, different voice, different facial expression, and different modulation of talk. So these ego stage, if you can regulate properly, judiciously, you will be happy in your family life also. You have to deal with your wife, you have to deal with your daughters, sons, and other family members, even your parents. Very judiciously, you have to regulate. You can say you have to regulate. You cannot give them any order, because what the ego stage you are having, mind that all of the member in your family, all of the member of your organization, they are also having the same ego stage. So you have to regulate in that way. Next please. Next slide. So now what I told, just given, just I have given some just model, figure diagrammatic differences of ego. Say the first is P is parent, adult, child. Second, parent, adult, child. Third is also parent, adult, child. The last one, the right one, let's see, this is the normal. Here the diameter of the all circle is same. That means here every communications, every ego stage, all the ego stages are having normalcy. But just first one you see, comes a P circle is big one. That means here he is talking from his parent ego. Next is talking or behaving from his adult ego. And third one, talking or behaving from child ego. And last one is normal. So whenever, because these are all dominated by this parent, adult, child, these are all dominated by their individual, their respective ego stage. Somewhere parent ego, somewhere adult ego, somewhere child ego. These are all having communication. Whenever they will communicate, sometimes communication may be very open, sometimes communication may be hidden, sometimes communication may be closed. So this closed communication and hidden communication is very dangerous for any organizational level or even your family level, because somebody is having introvert, somebody are extrovert. Introvert is very difficult to deal with, but extrovert is very rather than comparatively it is better to deal with that one. So it is a very definite way, following this psychotherapy, following this conjunctional analysis, or the ego, regulating the ego stage of the three ego stages of a human being in your family life, in your daily life, among your friends, among your colleagues, even your organizational level, among your all the members, whatever is there, whatever the stress is there, whatever the conflicts are there, if you follow this therapy of the TA, if you can regulate this ego stage of an individual, then it will be the successful manager of that particular organization. Next, please. Next slide. So I'll take just a few minutes. So now, just considering all these things, I have just started out the few strategies for stress management. First is the proper job designing, proper placement, training or counseling, which we call the capacity building, proper delegation of task, proper monetary and non-monetary benefit, both proper monetary and non-monetary benefit, proper communication, proper focus on emotion of employees, assistance to employees wellness program, and finally proper analysis of the situation, because this is very, very important thing. Mind that the stress will be created mentally and physically both. So you have to analyze the situation. What sort of things are required, strategies are required to manage the stress. So I have started my talk with conflict, and I want to end with the stress. And conflict creates stress, but both are having positive and negative effect. But we are the manager. We have to be the good ideal manager. Only we can be when we can resolve, we can manage this conflict and stress in a proper way for proper development of any organization. So next slide, please. I think that is the last slide. Next, please. So this is a few things already I have discussed, and finally I will give you just my well-wish during this pandemic. That remember these simple guidelines for happiness, because ultimately to resolve conflict or to resolve stress, our objective is to get happiness. So for that, free your heart from hate, free your mind from worry, live simple, give more, expect less, forgive others, make other people smile, go to sleep each night with positive thoughts. So that is the main thing in your daily life, in your organizational life, and in your this stressful life during this pandemic COVID situation also. If we go to sleep each night with positive thoughts, tomorrow morning we'll start with the good work, with positive work. So that means we can resolve, we can manage our conflict and stress as much as possible. So with the small things, and I thankfully acknowledge to manage and NARM of the government, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, for taking help from their different references. So finally, I would like to convey my, again, sincere thanks and gratitude to all of you, those who are present in this virtual platform, to give me, to share your time with me, and to the organizers also. Thank you, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for being with us. Now,
Yeah.
if there are any questions pertaining to the topic or any interaction, please start. If there are any questions, any interaction you would want to do, please. We have few minutes. We can do that.
Okay, I think either I was not able to make them understand, or they are well understood. This is also the both the effect.
Equally true, sir. Equally true.
Equally true.
Equally probable.
Okay.
Uh,
Thank you.
it is a very interesting topic, as in every organization there are at times there is a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Heads logger, how we say it, people are at loggerheads, like, okay, there is a job promotion, two people are fighting for it, or there is a position, two people are fighting for it. It's very important to know how to manage stress while dealing with conflict of interest. And this is very interesting topic. When it comes to the nature is so general that it applies to all the dimensions.
All the organizations. Right.
Anyone who has any interaction, if yes, please. Then
Good afternoon.
Please,
Good
please,
afternoon, sir.
please go ahead.
Yeah, sir. It was a very nice presentation.
Can you give
Sir,
your-
I want. Good
Can
morning.
you give your
Good
introduction?
afternoon, sir. My name is Dr. Sampa from College of Fisheries, Tripura. Sir, yeah. So actually, I want to know, conflict or stress. I think it is maybe educationally we are not that much aware, but day-to-day life we are seeing all those conflict and all those and because of conflict those stress is coming. So many a time one person used to be, suppose if it is interpersonal, so many a time one person used to be like suppose so submissive and another person so dominating, and in that time submissive person used to suffer. And what you will tell to get less stress, because you told that introvert person that is more danger to deal with, and so how that submissive person can get out of the stress which is occur by surrounding.
No,
I thought
it's okay. Then the same thing again coming. You have to regulate the ego state. The submissive persons, that means he is always in the child ego stage or the adult ego stage rather than that of the parent ego stage. So somewhere, but depending particular that situation. But it doesn't mean always he will be submissive in all situations. He is also having parent ego. But it is the matter. It is the matter how and when he can or she can use that ego stage, where in which way. It depends on that. Suffer it always he cannot be suffered. He cannot regulate the ego stage in a proper place, in a proper time, in a proper way. That is the main thing. So that is very tough, because as education or literally I am talking, there are 3 stages, something like this. But to tackle, to deal with this ego state, it is very tough. If it is not that, then all the families, all the nuclear and joint families, this joint family has come to nuclear family. That is the one of the most reason. This reason is the lack of regulating the proper transactional analysis. If it is not, then everybody can accommodate with everybody. But it doesn't happen, because you must have to know when, how, in which way you have to regulate your ego state. Those who is suppressive, that doesn't mean he is having not a parent ego or adult ego. He is always child ego. No, he is having, but he is having some you can say the lackings. how to deal with, how to regulate with this parent ego, in which time, in which way. So that it is equal. It depends. The situation or the environment will give him lesson when, because after few suffering, some time will come. The psychologist says he will revolt. He will revolt. He or she will revolt. So that is also related with the regulating of the ego state of every individual. It is very practical in daily life also. Every time we can see. Thank you, Shampa from Tripura. You told.
Might I ask? So
Yeah.
since the situation, the normalcy, or what to say, how would I say it, the balance between the three egos is at times situational, because the situation demands, but or is so much overwhelming that certain egos get suppressed and certain are allowed to be exhibited. So how do, as a person, we create a balance where all these are normalized to that level that they equally exist in a person?
When
How to create a balance within
yeah,
yourself?
yeah. That is that.
Irrespective of the situation.
Yeah, irrespective of the any situation, whenever this ego, the tackling is coming, it is in between minimum two people. In between minimum two people. So he is having also three stages. I am also having three stages. Okay. But when this P and P, A and A, C and C, that means child ego to child ego, parent ego to parent ego, adult ego to adult ego, well, there will be no conflicting. Then time it would be balanced. But when you are talking from the parent ego and somebody is talking from the child ego, that means you are dominating or somebody is suppressing. So whenever this angular angular cross connection will be there will be some problem. But that is our target will be to maintain the equilibrium, to maintain the horizontally, that P to P, A to A, and C to C. That is the regulation, because every ego is having some different characteristics. So that is the thing, how you will do, somebody how he will do in the real situation. It is not the theoretical. It has to be skilled in that particular, in regulating the ego state among the individual, and your target will be, objective will be to make it normalcy, P to P, A to A, and C to C, so that there will be no cross connection. If I request you something and you will also request me something, there will be no conflict, nothing stress, no conflict, no ego, nothing. But if Majid Sahib give me some order and I thought that, I am the professor of some university and he's giving me order, something like that, that means I am taking it in my ego, from parent ego. But you told innocently from your adult ego or child ego. So until and unless I will not be able to understand you properly, and accordingly I can regulate myself from parent to adult, your same line, then the problem will be not solved. So that is not the theoretical, it is in skill, in reality. I have to think how this P to P, A to A, and C to C can be occurred. Not that P to A or A to C. If this zigzag communication is there, then modulation of talk will be there, facial expression will be there, then will not be able to come in normalcy.
So thank you, sir. I got the idea. Basically, it will still be situational, and the person. Sir, one confusion would be like, okay, I am trying to understand somebody else's perspective.
Yeah.
In order to have the assertion, like, okay, this person is speaking from an adult ego, or a parent ego. Let's say he's speaking from a parent ego.
Yeah.
Like you said, like, okay, if there's a parent to parent ego interaction, there will be no conflict. Like if somebody is ordering from the parent ego, then if I am also doing the same, there also will be conflict. How do we?
There might be, because when you are dealing with the situation, knowing this background of the TA conjunction analogies, that doesn't mean that the opponent he is also knowing that background. It may not be, because especially you people, those who are dealing with this organization, you are having you are facing day to day regularly among your all colleagues or all other staffs, subordinates, and boss, whoever he may be. So in social science, in psychology, you cannot expect 100% accuracy as the experimental science or laboratory science. There might be some differences, but ultimately, as many as possible, as much as possible, you have to regulate. Then you can go somewhere, but not that doesn't mean that the one day or one spot or one occurrence you will be 100% successful. That cannot be. In psychology, it is not possible. In social sense, it is not possible, because the situation is always changing. Society is always changing. The scenario is always changing. You might be knowing better handling or regulating the ego state, but the opposite side mein jo hai, he might not be expert in that way. So that times that normalcy, it is very difficult. But still, those who can, they are living in peaceful situation, and their organization is going very smoothly. Their management is good. That's why we used to give the scaling, whose management is good, bad, worse, not bad, that much, excellent. So many rankings.
Also, sir, like for two people, for example, let us say they are applying for a position or they are getting a job.
Yeah.
So at times the situation would be like the position would be mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
But what in sense, like either one of them can have it. It cannot be shared.
It cannot be shared. Yes, it cannot be shared.
How would the ultimate resolution come? Like no matter what, A or B, the other party would get some. There would be a grudge, or there would be some interaction like that. That position, that grudge would not be removed. It will still be in that person's heart. Like okay, I to him, because he feels he is qualified. To somebody else, he feels also he is qualified. But ultimately, there would be one person getting the selected. There can only be one winner, for example, in some cases. So in that way scenario, the conflict will always remain.
Yeah, that situation might be raised. That side situation might be raised. There might be some exceptional also. But you being manager, you have to know the regulation, because you cannot expect that all the regulation of ego state somebody knows. Because my family member, all members knows, that cannot be. But I have to know, and that in that case, you have to regulate yourself also, not also regulate others. Because it is very easier to regulate yourself rather than to regulate others. If you can bow down, then
wouldn't that lead to a compromise situation from your side only?
Yeah, that I told you that sometimes we have to compromise also, collaborate also.
But if I understand, ignorance might be a bliss for somebody while I am doing something and I will have to compromise.
Yeah. That is there. That also I told, because this is not the sacrosanct, no. The specific 100% result you will get in that particular situation. But you have to know, and you have to perform in that way. Maximum percentage will be covered. How? That is our ego. So that is our motto, to regulate the ego. So ego is a very psychological phenomenon. It is attributes, because it has not some earmark. Up to this, if you can do, say he will do this thing. Up to this, if you can do, she will do this thing. There is no parameter. There is no cut up, something like that. It is a very real situation, simulation that you have to perform, because when you will be dealing with others, you have to know that only you know the regulating capacity, but others does not know. That you have to keep it in your mind, and accordingly you have to do it. Not that always you will get the 100% result. Somewhere you must have to compromise. You must have to collaborate also. That already I have told you.
Thank you, sir. Any other interaction?
Sir, one more question I had, that you told that compromise many a time it can minimize the conflict. Sir, but many a time I saw that we compromise, but that compromise individually, maybe we compromise, even sacrifice, compromise many a time. But even though there is a big ignorance, but that stress we cannot minimize out of that, right, after compromise. So how to deal with that stress?
Actually, you see, compromise, that doesn't mean that you are sufferer. It means it's psychological point of view. When you are compromising with that present situation. It might be that compromise during that period in that situation may be helpful in future to get something more. Who knows? So, but it varies in the official climate, organizational climate, family climate, environment. It varies. Not always that whenever, just to minimize the conflict, to minimize the stress, you will always ready to compromise. That will not solve the problem. I told you, also I have shown my slide. To
Yeah.
eliminate the factors or the stress or the conflict is not the judicious. You have to resolve, you have to manage. So manage and compromise is not the same. Compromise, that doesn't mean you are sacrificing, not that. Compromising is your strategy. Strategy and sacrificing is not that. It might be during compromise to that situation with that incident may be helpful in future to get something more. So it is a strategy. So don't take it that you are suffering or you are sacrificing. Don't take it, because you are, just keep it in your mind that you are dealing, not the others. Others knows nothing about this psychology. With full that conception, you have to go in. You have to go ahead. So that is the main thing. How you have to deal.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Ajit sir.
Yeah, sir. We are about finishing time. We are about to finish. If there are no questions, sir, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to you on behalf of the students as well as the managing and organizing committee. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. The presentation is superb, and we learned a lot. As the situation is, everyone, some way, one point or the another comes to a conflict and deal with the stress. So, thank you very much for being with us, and the interaction at the end was awesome. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, from my end also.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good day and stay well.
Thank you. You too, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the participants can leave and join back tomorrow for the next morning session. Thank you.
Okay.